We're here at Harbor Beach Boulevard and Brigantine, and joined with me is the president of the Brigantine Garden Club, Patrizia. Patrizia, thanks for being here today. We appreciate it.
Thank you for coming out. Welcome to Brigantine. I hope you enjoy its beauty, and we have a perfect day to walk around.
We do. Not too hot, not too cool. Pretty nice here for the early part of May. And one of the most interesting things that I found when we were talking before is just how you guys take care of every end of these little islands here, and just talk about that for a little bit.
Well, we have a wonderful group of volunteers who go out and tend these beds. We call them the toes of the island spaces here.
And how many do you have?
We have close to 70 of them.
Wow.
Okay. And what we do is we plant them, we nurture them, we take care of them. We get help from the city. They provide us with mulch. We go and pick it up at the city yard.
Okay.
So that once we've done with our plantings, we can add some attractive mulch to keep everything in place. Mm-hmm. Now, every bed tender has the ability to choose whatever plants she or he likes to plant in the garden. What we always suggest, and we have lists that we work from, what we always suggest is to try to have continuous color. We're still pretty early in the season to have the kind of color that you'll see here later on.
And that's a great segue into my next question, being that it is early May, but we're coming up to Mother's Day. Always a big day to plant, whether it's your mom or your grandma, whatever have you. Just tell us a little bit about the intersection of Mother's Day with planting flowers, and give it the South Jersey angle here with the weather that we have.
Okay, the biggest angle is the fear of frost is now behind us.
Yes.
And frost will do nasty things, as you know,
we don't
to
like
plants.
Frost.
We don't like frost, and it can come on you right at the end of April. So Mother's Day, being the second Sunday in May, is a perfect time to start planting. And it's a perfect time also because many of your providers will have a good stock of plants then.
Okay.
If you try to buy plants in April, you're really going to have a limited selection.
So flowers are even grown a little bit later than maybe your fruits and vegetables, because sometimes we like to try to get those out in April, especially a lot of the farms here, they start in April. But for flowers, talking more of, when we get to May, more availability, better weather, of course, to start planting. And so that's what you're doing here.
One of our members always says, the Old Farmer's Almanac says that no planting of flowers before Mother's Day.
That's another
so that's our signal
Almanac.
to start planting Mother's Day.
Great.
Which
now,
is perfect.
Getting into mid-May, what are the best flowers to plant during that time?
Well, you've already planted your pansies, presumably, and your perennials and your bulbs are starting to come up as here. These were planted probably last September. I'm not saying this past September, but sometime in the fall.
Sure. Okay.
So right now, go to your local store. What you'll find is probably a lot of lilies. There's a lot of lilies during Mother's Day.
Yes.
You'll probably start to find rose bushes that are starting to bud. Okay. You'll find lots of butterfly bushes, hostas, various kinds of sedum, which I always recommend because, as we said before, they grow anywhere and they grow beautifully under the harshest conditions, like the pansies.
Like the pansies.
Right.
Right. And
I almost forgot the tulips.
First. Yes, the tulips as well. So take us through what we have here on this end of the island.
What we have here are, of course, your pansies, and I see that she had either tulips or daffodils that she cut back, or he. I'm not sure who owns this, who has care for it, who is the trustee, let's say, for this bed. And they were probably either red or yellow or white. Now, what are starting to come up, of course, are your lilies. We have some beautiful specimen of allium, which I find a beautiful flower.
Yeah, and nice color.
Nice color, very simple, very elegant, like a Calla Lily almost. We're starting to see, as I said, these are all different kinds of lilies. Lilies come in so many different varieties, it's often hard to tell at this point what they are. A lot of them are Asiatic lilies.
Okay.
And they're perennials and they'll come back year after year.
Right.
So there's a minimum of care. Of course, they can also overgrow your garden, so you have to be very careful. Some people have taken now to actually potting them in pots that then go into the ground in order to contain their growth.
Got it.
Because some plants are invasive.
And Patrizia, how about this? Can you give people who might be more novice at planting three expert tips from you about how to get your garden going?
How to get your garden going? Well, first I would say that when you buy your plants, take a look at them, look at the leaves, make sure there are no yellow or spots on the leaves, and then make sure it's something that you like. If you want color, make sure that this will bloom. Read the directions carefully. I think I'm down to tip number 3 by now, but
3A and 3B, how
yes,
about that?
Make sure you know what kind of sunlight and what kind of water this plant really needs.
Okay.
You need to be certain that they get the kind of sunshine or shade that they require in order to be healthy.
Got it.
And the last thing I would say is, if for some reason one of your plantings doesn't work out, no problem. The joy is not necessarily in watching every single thing bloom. It's in the process of putting it in the ground with that hope that pretty soon you're going to have success and it's going to be a beautiful thing
Right.
to
Not
look
everything in life is perfect, and this is a good example.
at. Exactly.
Wonderful.